silence. Ain't nothing better than some good old-fashioned silence. You get to compose yourself, you get to gather your thoughts, you get to listen to the things that you normally wouldn't even hear due to the noise that exists everywhere around you. Whew. It's very cold. It's like 29 degrees outside. My hands are stiff as shit. And I don't have a coat. But I actually have something quite interesting to share. Today will be quite the eventful day as I'm participating in a Harvard study. Yeah, Harvard wants to know why I didn't go to school. Yeah, just like that. So it's actually called the Retrace Study. It's called Research on Trajectory of Returning and Alternative College Experiences. And being that I took a gap year that turned into 5 years, and now at the age of 23, I've come to the epiphany that I will pursue further education. It's a perfectly convenient study for me, I guess. I get to share and I get to talk about my experience. And that's kind of my whole thing. If you didn't know, I like talking about my experience. So that's the agenda for today. And I'll kind of vlog it, I guess. So I just wrapped up the interview. I didn't record anything because confidential reasons, But I definitely had a great time. I got to talk about myself for 2 hours and get paid for it. Like, what's cooler than that, right? Especially as someone who loves talking. I mean, I'm talking to a camera right now, talking to myself. You feel me? So, yeah, there's definitely many things that have come to mind. I do need to ponder. I do need to let them sit and allow myself the freedom to think these thoughts. But it was a wonderful experience, and there's definitely some wisdom to extract from it. And I got here the questions that she asked me. I'm not going to go into great detail about the questions that I was asked, but if you look at this top corner right here, that says Harvard University. Harvard wanted to know why, or rather the person who interviewed me on behalf of Harvard wanted to know my experience and why I didn't go to school. What were the factors that led to that? What was the psychological reasons? What were the external and intrinsic things that led to these decisions? What was my early childhood life like? What was my education? What was my experience with education like? It was rather fascinating. And I find it so convenient, as I previously mentioned, because I'm going to school in 2 months to pursue a career in communications. Not for the degree, because I could care less about the degree, but it's honestly a reason to reinvent myself and to make use of the resources that school provides. Let me sip some mango juice. There was no juice in there. But yeah, just getting to share my experience, and it's kind of a prelude to the experience because how this all ties together is storytelling. My gift is the gift of gab, the gift of communication, the gift and the art of storytelling. Being able to put into words an experience that is much larger than words and make it digestible and make it something that is able to resonate with people. Make my messages understandable, I guess. To have people be able to put themselves in the shoes of my experience and to just make a living off of speaking the words. So it kind of all ties into this. And I see the symbolism in it because I'm getting to tell my story at the same time that the story is being crafted. And I'm kind of refining the very story that I'm putting forth, The more that I speak about it, the more that I look at it, the more that I think about it, the more that I'm questioned about it, as I was, plenty of questions here, the more clarity it gives me in the sense of what I really hope to accomplish in all this thing. So one of the questions, I'm gonna just pick a random question. Can you talk me through how you feel your own path has differed from this diagram? Can you tell me the story of taking that path? What happened at that juncture? Do you feel the different path you took was the best case scenario, or would you have preferred a different route? What do you feel were the main reasons for choosing that alternative path? Could your college have done anything at that juncture to support you differently or better? If so, what would have been helpful? I'm reading multiple questions, though I said I would read one. Do you feel that taking that different path was valuable in any different way? If so, what was the value? If not, why wasn't it valuable? What would you have done differently at that juncture if you were to do it again? Why or why not? So it was just plenty of questions that were conducive to revisiting the experiences. So I often cycled between my high school 17-year-old brain and my current brain. And I kind of bridged the gap through the medium of education. And so I got many things to think about, many things to write, many things to ponder. But if I had to take anything away from that experience, again, it just reinforces the direction where I want to go. It's just reinforced the fact that I am a storyteller, and I believe my divine imperative and moral obligation and purpose role to play in this world is to be that of storyteller. Storyteller is a title that is ambiguous, yet it carries meaning. You know, everyone has a story to tell, as I previously mentioned. It just matters how you're able to tell the story. And everyone's experience is completely and entirely unique. And it's not about offering an experience that is yet to happen. There's few things that I could really say I've only experienced myself. But what I can take away from it is the fact that I'm able to articulate this perspective in a manner that is so uniquely me that people find it interesting. And those are my takeaways. I might have more. I definitely got to tell you guys about the whole timeline of me choosing to go to community college, because that is noteworthy and significant. But yeah, I'm going to school.